What's up? So welcome to my channel. So as you might have seen by the title, this is going to be a book review episode. I'm not going to call it a channel, I'm just going to say book review episode because I really don't know what I'm going to be doing with the entire channel. The main reason why I decided to start this journey is because I'm currently unemployed. Pretty. I don't want to use negative words to describe this state of my life. So I'm just going to say it's a journey of discovery. It's a journey of finding myself. And hopefully, as time progresses, I'll be open enough to let you guys into my world and just explain what I mean about it being a journey of discovery. So the book that we'll be reviewing today is The 5 a.m. Club. I don't know if any of you guys are already part of the club. I don't know if any of you guys have been and left the club. If that's the case, let me know down below in the comments why you left. If you are still in the club, let me know how it's working out for you and why you decided to join. If you have not joined, let me know what is stopping you, or maybe you have not heard of the club. Basically, anyone can be part of the club. You can sign in from anywhere. You don't have to know anybody. There's no nepotism in this place. So that's what we'll be doing on this episode. I'll be telling you guys about some of the reviews that I've read about, some of the feedback, maybe what people think of the book, how it has reached the world, but most importantly, I'm going to tell you what it has done for me personally, how it has, the impact it has in my life. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'll first start by saying the reason why I read this book, firstly, would be I always just wanted, like, I love reading, and for the most part of my adult life, I wasn't reading as much as I wanted to, and I was just always on the internet trying to look up the good books or the right book to start this journey with. Funny enough, this is not the actual first book that I really started the journey with. I'm literally doing this review backwards. This is like the recent book that I just finished. I finished it about a week ago, maybe. Just started a new one. I'll have a review for that one. So the 5 a.m. Club is just one of those books that have always been on my list. Just always been on my list to say, you know what, I want to read this book. But every review that I've read of the book, I've heard of the book, is quite good. And people, even the people that really are not in support of it, really give me a sense of saying, "Woodsy, it's a book that's worth reading." You know, when someone says, it's everything that you can find in the Bible," or which is good. Like for me, that's what I felt like. It's everything that I can find in the Bible. It's everything that I've read in the Bible. But to see it being, I think the writer also is pretty good. I think Robin Sharma is pretty good in how he lays it out in physicality, just giving each character the right words to say, the right teachings to give, the right message to give, even describing their body language. It tells you so much about what it is that you need to learn about yourself from someone else. So that is good enough reason to try it out. But if you feel like it's something that you've read from any other book, no comparison, because if any self-motivation book will probably sound the same, but you know where you are in life, you know what you need in life. So I would advise that you do try reading the books, because even if the book is saying the same thing, it doesn't mean that you will understand it the same way as I did. You get what I'm trying to say? And I think that's why written content will never die, because we each are very brilliant in our minds. We all are very beautifully created to think in a certain way, to give out information differently. We might be in the same class, being taught by the same teacher, receiving the same information at the very same time, but our interpretation of it might totally be different. Our understanding of it, totally different, and our way of teaching it forward would also be different. And I think that's what this book is about, and that's what this review is about as well. Some people have been open about needing it right at the beginning of their career. Some people needed it right at mid their career. Some people needed it when it felt like their career was just going down slope. I'm at a point in my life where my career is beginning, and I feel like it's also in the middle, and I feel like it's going down. Yay! It's a lot. But I really, more than anything, I have not been able to apply the methodologies that are introduced in the book. If you read the book, you know there's a lot of methodologies, figures, and everything that's introduced to people that are about to join the 5 a.m. Club. But what I'll tell you is what it has done for me spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and my confidence. It's something that is far beyond any other thing, any other conversation I've had with people in a very long time. And I think that's also why I've really dabbed into reading books, because I spend a lot of time cooped up in my own space, because like I said, I'm unemployed right now. Like I said, things are just going fumbling in my career. I do have a couple of people that I text every so often. I have my partner as well, who is very much supportive and very much loving. But sometimes you don't want to come off as someone that needs to be heard a lot. And this book, even though I was the one that was reading, sometimes it truly felt like I was being heard. Like everything that I was reading, it felt like I was being heard. So I'm really just going to try and make it as quick as possible. I don't want to make the video long. I will try to summarize the chapters. I will try to make it as short as possible, very concise. And by concise, I really wanted to hit the spot. And I believe in prayer. So I'm actually just making a quick prayer right now to just let the Holy Spirit lead me. Let the Holy Spirit remind me what it is very much necessary to be changing for you. To really hit the right spot where you need it. So every time I pray, I always say, Holy Spirit, as I pray, or I'm about to read the word, may your word go directly where it's needed. May it go directly to the headache. May it go directly to the stomach ache. May it go directly to whatever I'm going through emotionally, if it's anxiety, if it's overthinking, if it's stress, if it's doubt, may it go directly to that, be a band-aid and be a sterilizer. Because I really need the pain away, and I don't need it numbed. I want it to go away. And that's what the book also helped with, because every time I would start a chapter, I pray, and if I don't finish the chapter, I stop reading mid-chapter. Whenever I go back to reopen the book, I pray. Every time I close the book to say I'm done for this hour or this minute or this day, I prayed and I thank God for the teachings, because that's what this book really did for me. I'm going to say a short prayer. Hi. So okay, ngihamba njengomuntu okhuleka, but my partner, my partner got home from work yesterday, and so I do not continue with the recording. So this is the next day, but I'm gonna continue where we took off. The prayer session worked. Yeah. So basically, it's the book review or summary from what I read or my interpretation of the 5 a.m. Club. So there's three main characters. We have a businessman, we have a businesswoman. The businessman is the billionaire, the tycoon. Then we have a businesswoman who's doing very good in her career and industry, but she is going through difficulties in building up her empire. Then we have an artist who is struggling with procrastinating and just getting work done. He's a painter. I think artist might be confusing, but he's a painter, so he's struggling with getting his creative juices out there and creating really good masterpieces. And they all meet at a seminar where the spellbinder is speaking. So the spellbinder is someone who goes all over town teaching people about the sciences of how the brain works, the teachings of how to move away from mediocrity and just unleashing extraordinary life. And I know how a lot of people have in our generation have just been very dismissive of motivational talks, just feeling like it's not enough to get me out of where I am, because we really are going through, I think, so much pressure. Everyone's success is literally just in your face. And you're just feeling like, will that ever happen for me? Will I ever get to that? What did they do differently? What can I get out? And so you're thinking, some of these people probably had a good kickstart, and that's why they have it good. So listening to motivational talks sometimes might be discouraging, which is what the businesswoman was going through. She was, her mom bought her the ticket to be part of the seminar. She wasn't really feeling it, not so open-minded, but just she thought, let me just give it a try. The artist, on the other hand, very open-minded, but was just not into the idea of implementing or applying the teachings. You know, when someone just goes and says, I'm really into this, but just the procrastination or the laziness gets them away from applying whatever teaching or whatever it is that we know. It's like knowing what the Bible teaches you, but do you live like a Christian? It's like, we have 10 commandments, but are you obedient to the word of the Lord as per the 10 commandments, or whatever it is that you've learned in the course of you being Christian, in the course of you going to church, in the course of our parents passing down spiritual knowledge to us, So those are the three main people. The spellbinder falls from the stage. I'm just summarizing here. The spellbinder falls off the stage while he's still giving his talk. Everyone in the audience really loses their mind at that point. The two guests, which is the businesswoman and the artist, are sitting next to each other, perfect strangers. You know how you would at a concert. You went alone, you just meet someone there, or sports match. You just go there in a stadium, you meet someone there, perfect stranger, and then a conversation breaks out. Do you think he's gone? Everyone basically in the audience is thinking the worst at this point. The spellbinder just fell, and they saw some blood coming out of him. Right when the two attendees having a conversation among themselves, a homeless man just starts joining in the conversation behind them, and they're like, well, when did you get here? And then he explains that there's like a hole that he used to get into the whole stadium. Was it a stadium? Corrections down below. And then he starts acting very weird, like these random people that just start exercising. He does push-ups, he does burpees. Right in the midst of that, they have a very long conversation, a lengthy conversation, probably chapter or 2 chapters long. But eventually he invites them to his island. They're like, how do you have an island? Look at yourself. Do not judge a book by its cover. You don't know where your blessings gonna come from. Another teaching. He basically presented himself as a homeless man, but amidst the conversation, he explains why he enjoys doing this. He's like, it grounds him. It teaches him that not everything that you have does not necessarily mean that's life. There's other people living totally different from you, and they too enjoy the essence of life. And so he does that frequently. But through whatever it was they were trusting, they gave him a chance. He said they should meet him outside the stadium at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. And they were there. They were both they truly, the book explains how they enjoyed the conversation and they really wanted to give him a chance. And so from the conversation they had, they really wanted to see what this is about. Guess what car came to pick them up? Royce Rolls. And they didn't believe it still, and so the driver explained to them what type of person the tycoon was. Basically, he enjoys doing that. He does have good money. He takes care of his employees. He loves everyone. Some people might call him weird, some people might call him random, and some even crazy. But he doesn't mind it because he understands how much work he's put into his life, and he appreciates people from all backgrounds, and he tries to reach out to as many people as he possibly can, matching their understanding of living, if you can, like, because I don't know if you've made it, like, I don't know how are you able to get down to someone's level if you've made it that far in life. But he really tries, because one of the teachings in the book is that you have to put yourself in uncomfortable positions, you have to push yourself. And so him looking rusty and looking homeless is another way of him doing that. Another thing that he does is sleep on the ground. Ever so often, just decide, I'm not going to be on the bed, I'm just going to sleep on the ground. Apparently putting yourself in an uncomfortable position strengthens some muscle in you and in your mind as well, to try and get out of that situation. But at the same time, it grounds you, it humbles you, basically. And so they drive and they get to the jet, written the 5 a.m. C, which is the 5 a.m. club. They drive and then they land, not drive, they fly through. And by now, obviously, the sun is rising, and then they land in Mauritius. They first meet the spellbinder, which then clears off all of their assumptions that he was dead, which was a relief for both of their attendees. And then eventually they meet their mentor, which is a billionaire. So basically, the 5 a.m. club is an invitation for people to join the club, or millions of other people. Okay, they call themselves 5%, like top achieve, like you have competitive advantage, and so you're invited to join the 5% that have competitive advantage in the industry. So whatever industry that you're in, this book gives you competitive advantage. This does not mean that everyone else in your industry is not good, is not talented, is not applying the same things, but it just says that you are sharpening your experience, your skills, your knowledge, your talent, and your creativity to make yourself different. And it's a matter of faith. It's a matter of whatever it is that you believe in. I'm a Christian. I'm a very spiritual person. I'm not going to say universe. I'm not going to say manifestation. I'm going to call it faith. I'm going to call it prayer. Because when I read this book, it truly, like I've already mentioned, it led me straight to the Bible. Every time I close a chapter, I just be like, God, I need to get closer to you. Because what I'm reading from this is totally something that the Bible has been teaching me all these years. But it says how you think of yourself and how you value yourself and how you do what you do will set you apart. And sometimes we lose all of that amidst the challenges, amidst the ups and the downs. We miss our value. We miss what we do, why we do what we do, and we miss how we want to be remembered. So if today was your last day, how would you want to be remembered? If today was your last day, why would you be doing what you do? If today was your last day, what would you describe your value as? That's mainly what the book says. So those are the 3 steps of achieving phenomenal success: knowing your value, knowing why you do what you do, and also knowing how you want to be remembered as, and living like that in your consciousness every day will help you truly achieve those goals, and it will definitely set you apart amongst other people. And then also in the club, a lot in the book, a lot is very much elaborated. You have to have self-leadership. You have to have mastery. Self-leadership is literally discipline. You wake up every morning and you do what it is that you said you want to do. You wake up every morning with the intention of being great, with the intention of being set apart, with the intention of being extraordinary. And then there are 4 areas of focus for top performers. There is capitalization, IQ, to actualize your inborn talents. So you actualize your inborn talents, believe in your own abilities, and keep persisting until you succeed. The second one would be to eliminate distractions. I think this is a very big one, because from get-go, when we're born, we know what we're capable of. But going through your teenage years, your 20s, or whatever age you're in, distractions may come up. Some people say, I became a parent. Some people say, people didn't believe in me. Some people say they didn't have the right support or skills, or didn't have the capital to actualize their IQ, to capitalize their IQ, or actualize their inborn talent. So if you're able to eliminate any form of distractions, don't dilute your attention over too many things. So you know what you really want to do, but at the same time, you find yourself studying for something else, and then you wind up being disappointed when what you really want to do is not succeeding. So that's a form of disruption. Doesn't mean you're not successful. You are successful. You could be successful in what you're doing, but are you able to be different from the extraordinary? Simplify your life by focusing on few high value projects. So a high value project could be whatever it is that you're good at. If you're good at relationships, focus on that. If you're good at technology, focus on that. Don't sabotage yourself, because it means you're draining the energy out of yourself. Imagine if relationships is what you're good at, but you're sabotaging every other relationship that you have with people. Imagine how sad and miserable you'll be, because that is your source of energy. Imagine if your solitude is what you're good at. Your painting, your writing is what you're good at, and then you're no longer doing it. How are you living? How are you refueling? How are you recharging? The third one would be personal mastery abilities. Build 4 interior empires: mindset, heart set, health set, soul set. So your mindset's the psychology, your heart set, your emotions, your health set, physical, your soul set, your spirituality. Are you praying? If it works for you, don't listen to people telling you that the Bible is not what the Bible it is, child. It works for me, and if that's yours, it's yours. If yours ke go phahla, do that as you may. If your mindset is what recharges you, why aren't you reading books? Why aren't you listening to podcasts that are very much feeding and recharging your mindset? If exercising is what recharges you, why aren't you gymming? If your heart set is recharging you, why aren't you being affectionate? Why aren't you touching the people that you love? Why aren't you telling the people that you love them? You get what I'm trying to tell you? And the last one is stack your daily success. If you consistently improve by 1% a day, you'll definitely elevate yourself by 365% a year, because how many days a year do we have? So if you truly love exercising, give yourself 5 minutes to lift up something. Do squats every day. Sooner or later, it becomes what you do. If you recharge yourself with emotional growth, which is your heart set, tell the people that you love them. Call them every day. That's what you want to be remembered as. And it recharges you. If it's the spirituality, why aren't you reading the Bible? Why aren't you praying? Why aren't you listening to gospel music? Why aren't you listening to sermons on YouTube? It recharges you. If it's the mindset, why aren't you reading a book? Why aren't you reading the Bible? Why aren't you exercising your brain so that in a year you are far ahead from where you were the past year? Okay, the 5 a.m. club, waking up using the 20-20-20 formula below, gives you a head start in cultivating the clarity, discipline, rigor, and habits required for top performance. So basically, the 20-20-20 formula is how you would spend the first hour of your waking up from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. What you would be doing. So 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, or adds up to 60 minutes, which is an hour. So what would you be doing? For the first 20 minutes, you are advised, or it is suggested or prescribed, that you actively move your body. This helps you to be more alert. This removes the fear from your brain. Like, the more you exercise and you push yourself and you keep moving your body, like, sweat the fear off. Like, as you're exercising, speak good words unto thyself. Tell thyself how great the Lord has made you. The second part of the 20-20 formula is basically where you sit down in solitude. You write down your plans for the day. You journal down maybe your gratitudes. You really are just putting yourself down and you're reflecting. You are in a quiet place, you are planning, you could be meditating, if that works for you. And also, don't make it hard on yourself. Don't tell yourself it's every day I need to journal. What if you don't journal and then you beat yourself up for it? Just make it whatever it is that you feel like it should be on that day. And the good thing is, once you are in the zone, for some reason things truly do align. You know what it is that you need to do at what time, and you need to apply it as such. So maybe on that day, you want to plan ahead for that day. On that day, you want to plan for the week ahead. You want to plan for your life. You want to plan for the year. You could be meditating, or you could be reflecting rather on how far you've come. How was the past week, the past month, the past year, yesterday? Or you could just be writing gratitude, or you could just be writing a prayer, or you could be praying. And then the last 20 minutes, that is when you learn to grow. Consider how you can increase your capacity, impact, and become more valuable to your industry and society. Use the time to read a book, listen to a podcast, watch an educational video, or study the lives of successful people. So in this last 20 minutes, you have already moved yourself, you've already worked on yourself, you've already, your body feels fresh, you've already done your reflections, you've put aside any form of distraction. So by the time you listen to a podcast about someone else that's great, you're not going to be thinking about, what have I been doing in my life? Because you already journaled it down. You're not longer thinking about, oh my goodness, I need to go do something, because you've taken the second 20 minutes to be in a solitude, to look at your life and just think of where you've come and where you want to go. And then other success strategy and practices. The 20-20-20 formula is a keystone, or it's a habit, a set of behaviors that multiply other helpful behaviors. You can adjust or tailor it to suit your needs and preference. Robin Sharma also shares numerous other strategies and insights to amplify your productivity for the rest of the day. Okay, so it really incorporates a lot of things, but at the center of it, truly, it's about Own your morning and elevate your life. That's the entire point of implementing the 2020 formula. All of that will help you grow your mindset, heart set, health set, and soul set. That is your psychology, your emotional being, your physical being, as well as your spirituality. And that's the entire point of joining the 5am club, because it really sets you apart. It means you are in tune with every aspect of your being. Nothing that incorporates you being human is neglected. And if every part of you is taken care of, you truly are bound to succeed. You truly are bound to have an advantage amongst anyone else that's in your industry, or your peers as well, your age mates as well. So, another thing that we are taught in the 5am club are the 10 tactics of lifelong genius. How do you stay there? Now that you've learned the 2020 formula, now that you have grown and you understand the importance of taking care of these four aspects of you being human, your physical being, your emotional being, your spiritual being, as well as your emotional being. Did I mention emotional? Okay, so there's mental, there's emotional, there's physical, and then there's spiritual. Now that you know that none of these four things need to be neglected in order for you to have an advantage amongst your peers and to have a competitive advantage in your industry, what do you do to stay lifelong genius? In part 15 of the book, we are introduced to these 10 tactics. The first one is the tight bubble of total focus, meaning that you give yourself, you stay focused. You know, sometimes you really have to turn off your TV, turn off your cell phones, you put away your laptops, value laptop, and just be focused. And that also leads us to another one where we're advised that do not have any electronic devices in your bedrooms. Avoid that for like 30 minutes to an hour before you sleep, so that the so that your mind truly just relaxes. This, excuse me. The second one is the 1991 rule. The third one is the 60-10 method, and the fourth one, the daily five concept. And well, the daily five concept basically means that in the 7 days of the week, for the 5 days of the week, you have to be doing what it is that you have to be doing, so that the 2 days of the weekend you truly are resting, because rest is very much advised in the 5am club. Like, just because waking up at 5am does not mean that we don't sleep. You sleep early so that you're able to wake up at 5am. Gets it? Gets it. And then we have the second wind workout. So workout does not really have to end in the first 20 minutes of you waking up. If you have time during the day, put in that workout. It's highly advised. If you have time during the course of the week, put in that workout. Highly advised that you blow off the steam. This will help you to calm down your nerves, like the rage that you feel when you're at work. This will help you calm down, because it means you're going to take everything out as you blow off the steam. You're going to feel no fear, because the reason why we are easily angered sometimes is because we're scared. You truly are annoyed at people speaking to you in a bad way, or people choosing to not acknowledge your role in the company because you're scared. Like, it's just a matter of you being scared. Would see, is someone going to take my job? Am I going to make it in this industry? And exercising helps you blow off that steam. It does not kill the fear, but it blows off the steam. And then everything else that you work on within your being helps then eliminate that fear. And then the sixth one is the two massage protocol. We are advised to get the massage. Like, we are advised to have people touch our body. Tension, papa, down. Traffic University, I think this is very profound. This truly will help you grow. What are you doing while you're stuck in traffic? What are you doing? Are you listening to music that angers you? Are you thinking about your problems? What are you doing while you're stuck in traffic? Utilize that time very well. You could take up an online course, and you could be studying while you're stuck in traffic. I know you're tired. I know your brain is working. I've been there. Like, I've been in a point where literally I didn't want to be in traffic, but I'm stuck in traffic. My mind is almost blanked out. I don't even know if I know my home address this evening. But use the time wisely. Read a book, listen to a good podcast, catch up on schoolwork. If it's with your family, if your kids need you, look up their progress with the school. How are your kids doing? Whatever it is that you need to do to improve yourself, as opposed to playing games, as opposed to, you can play a game if you need to distress. I'm not saying don't do that, but just be mindful of how much time you spend playing the games on your phone. Be mindful of how much time you spend on social media while you're in traffic. You could be using the time to really elevate yourself and grow yourself. The next one is the dream team technique. Amazing, this one. Like, do you have friends that are part of your dream team. Like, you need people that you can call if you need help. You can't do everything alone. Even within your organization, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a manager, you need to have a set of, like, a team of people that you know, Gusi, if I delegated this to this person, it's definitely going to get done at an extraordinary level, which speaks to me. And if it doesn't, I'm able to speak to this person and explain to them what exactly I need, and they follow suit. A dream team could be your family. A dream team could be your friends. A dream team could be your colleagues. A dream team could be your your gym buddies. It could be your gym instructor. Whatever it is that you need to be part of your team, that's your dream. Like, your stylist could be your dream. Your makeup artist could be part of the dream team. Your hairstylist, any person that helps you look and feel the best way you possibly could, is your dream team. Is that person that you need to take with you everywhere you go. That your nail tech, your dream team. Those are people that help you be at your best. And the ninth one is the weekly design system. So having things written down, how your week looks like what you'll be doing on Monday, what you'll be doing on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So according to the book, what's written will definitely get done. What's written will get done. So write things down. Have a list of things that you need to do, and it's going to be easy for you to get them done. Attempt it. So you tick things off the list. The last one, the turn, is the 60 minutes student. It's more or less similar to the Traffic University. So give yourself 60 minutes to learn something, like an hour to learn something. It doesn't matter if you break it down into different minutes within a day, maybe 5 minutes in the morning. When you get to the office, you're listening to gospel music because you want to be in tune with spirituality. That's one song. 5 minutes more or less, one gospel song. If you want to, make it a 10 minutes thing. And then throughout the day, you allocate it as such. Just give yourself that 1 hour to learn something, to grow an aspect of your life. If it's a book, give yourself an hour to read a book before you go to bed. If it's the Bible, give yourself 1 hour to read the Bible before you go to bed. If it's journaling down, give yourself that 1 hour to journal what you've learned today. If it's listening to a podcast, give yourself 1 hour to watch a very impactful podcast in a day. That's another thing. And those are the 10 tactics. There's a lot of other things that are truly written in this book that I would definitely recommend. But for the purpose of this episode, I'm really gonna end it here. Thank you so much for watching all the way until here. If it was long, please do write down below. I'll make amendments next time. If it was short, please let me know down below. I'll definitely make amendments next time. If there's anything else that you would like me to incorporate, I'll make amendments. And my beanie, guys, I'm going through things here. I'm deliberating whether I should cut my hair or braid my hair. So that's something that I'm still trying to decide on. I really hope this journey of me reading my books will help me cut out the indecisiveness. I'm not really an indecisive person. I was about to cut my hair and my hairstylist bailed on me. I don't think my dream team is really for me cutting my hair, but I'm going to do it anyway. So maybe the next time you see me, I'm going to look a lot better. I'll try makeup. I do love makeup. But yeah, thank you so much. This has been it helped me revise the book. It helped me revise what I was reading. I'm currently reading Sarah Jakes Roberts' book right now. I'll make a review after reading it, but probably the next review I'm gonna release next week will be about The Alchemist. That's the second book I read this year. I also have another book that I love, She Speaks. I'll make another review probably before the end of this month as well. But I think to close off this month, I really have to make She Speaks and the Sarah Jakes Roberts book, because in South Africa, it's Women's Month in August, so that's the entire celebration. Thank you so much, guys. My name is Liliwe. It was really nice.